Understanding the omnipresence of God in everyday life. The question to ask is the omnipresence of God. This concept means that God is everywhere, in all things, at all times. But how do we understand this and apply it to our daily lives? By the end of this video, you'll see how you can live with a deeper awareness of God's presence, and how it can change your life for the better. 1. What does omnipresence mean? Omnipresence defined. Omnipresence means that God is present everywhere, in all spaces, both seen and unseen. There is no place, no moment, where God isn't present. Example. Think of sunlight. The sun's rays touch everything in its path. There's no corner of the earth untouched by light. God's presence is like that light, ever-reaching, ever-present. Key takeaway. You are never alone. No matter where you are, God's presence surrounds you and is within you. This awareness can bring peace, comfort, and strength. 2. Recognizing God in everyday moments. Seeing God in daily life. Many people think of God as distant or far away, only accessible through religious practices. But the truth is, God is present in your everyday life, in your conversations, your actions, your thoughts, and the world around you. Real-life example. Think of a time when you were stressed and suddenly felt a sense of peace or calm wash over you. That's an example of God's presence in action, giving you what you need when you need it. Practical step. Start your day by affirming, God is with me. Throughout the day, notice the small moments, like a kind word, a beautiful sunset, or even a sudden solution to a problem. These are reminders of God's presence. 3. God's presence in nature. Finding God in the natural world. One of the easiest ways to experience God's omnipresence is by observing nature. The intricacy of a flower, the majesty of the ocean, the vastness of the sky, all are reflections of God's presence and power. Example. When you watch a tree grow from a tiny seed into something majestic and tall, you're witnessing God's creative power in action. Every blade of grass, every drop of rain, is an expression of God's omnipresence. Practical step. Spend time in nature with the intention of connecting with God. Whether it's a walk in the park or sitting quietly by a river, be present in the moment and feel God's presence all around you. 4. God in your relationships. Experiencing God through others. God often shows up in our lives through the people we interact with. A kind gesture from a stranger, a friend's supportive words, or even a challenging relationship can be opportunities to see God working through others. Real-life example. Imagine you're feeling down, and a friend unexpectedly calls or sends a message offering support. This is a reminder that God uses others as vessels to show love and care. Practical step. Be mindful of how you interact with others. Treat each person as though they carry the presence of God within them, because they do. And recognize that God's presence flows through you, too. 5. God in times of challenge and struggle. Finding God in difficult moments. It can be hardest to feel God's presence when you're going through a tough time. But it's in these moments that God's omnipresence is most powerful. Even in darkness, God is with you, guiding and strengthening you. Real-life example. During a financial crisis, a person may feel completely lost. But after a period of reflection and trust in God, opportunities or solutions start to appear. This is God's omnipresence, offering a way through the difficulty. Practical step. In moments of challenge, take a deep breath and affirm, God is here with me, guiding me. This shift in mindset opens you up to see solutions and feel peace even in the hardest situations. 6. Living with constant awareness of God's presence. Living in the awareness. The key to understanding and experiencing God's omnipresence is to make it a conscious part of your life. The more you acknowledge God's presence in the little things, the more you will feel it in the big moments. Example. Just as a musician practices daily to stay in tune, you must practice daily awareness of God's presence to stay in tune spiritually. Over time, it becomes second nature. Practical step. Create small rituals to remind yourself of God's omnipresence. It could be a morning prayer, a moment of gratitude before meals, or simply a quiet reflection before bed. These reminders help you stay aware of the divine presence in your life. 7. Practical steps to experience God's omnipresence. Here's how you can bring this awareness into your everyday life. Morning affirmation. Start each day by saying God is with me in all things today. John Kabat-Zinn. Mindfulness. Throughout your day, pause to notice moments of beauty, kindness, or peace as signs of God's presence. Gratitude practice. At the end of the day, list 3 moments when you felt God's presence, big or small. Prayer or meditation. Take time each day to sit quietly and consciously invite God's presence into your awareness. Simply say, "Thank you, God, for being with me in this moment." 8. Real-life example. God's omnipresence in action. Story of Mother Teresa. Mother Teresa once said she saw the face of God in every person she helped. Whether she was comforting the sick or feeding the hungry, she recognized God's presence in every human being. This is a powerful example of living with a deep awareness of God's omnipresence. Key takeaway. When you live with an awareness of God's omnipresence, every moment becomes sacred, every person a reflection of the divine. Rise to the new realization. God is with you always, in the good times, in the struggles, in nature, and in others. When you open your heart and mind to this reality, your life transforms. You'll find more peace, strength, and joy as you align with God's ever-present love and guidance. Take practical steps today to start recognizing God's omnipresence in your life. Watch how your awareness of the divine transforms your day-to-day experiences. Remember, God is with you, every step of the way. Stay blessed. Don't forget you can share and reproduce this content freely. Do subscribe to this channel here so you receive more spiritual and personal empowerment messages. You can also access our coaching services and those of leading spiritual gurus through their AI avatars at https://www.ultimatemasters.org/coaching. You can ask anything and get personal guidance. You can also join our WhatsApp group, link in description, to get daily messages and interact with like-minded people seeking better inner fulfillment and personal achievement.